Today's Monday. It is October. It is October. It is October 7th. I start washing dishes at 6 o'clock today, so I have a couple of minutes. There was an SMB Capital uh, YouTube video that talked about tilt, and I'm just recycling what they're saying. Uh, the founder, his name is Mike. He mentioned the critical thing about tilt, and apparently he's in front of other people, and he asked the question: how many uh, of you here are immune to tilting? He's saying that in a sarcastic manner because because tilting is essentially uh, threaded throughout life, not just in day trading, and it happens to uh, everyone. Let's say a person anticipates. Let's say there was a gymnastics Olympics competition, and this young lady thought that she probably thought she did a good enough job to get the gold medal. And when the judge's score came out, uh, she received a silver, and somebody else got the gold. And then they had this famous picture, video capture of her expression, and one one of the sides of her mouth actually tilted a little bit because essentially it is essentially a statement that says that I expected something, but something else happened, and my body reacted to that. And that momentary uh, movement of the body is an expression of that tilt. And what that contributes to is, like, for me today, I have two 5K trading challenges. One of them is close to being where I want to be, and the other, it diverged into oblivion. So before the market closed today, I made a trade, but it just went the other direction, and I had like 2.5 contracts on it. Luckily for me, I closed it out, and so before it uh, failed the challenge, I was able to save it. Then the the reset occurred, and then right after the reset, since I have a little bit of time today because the work starts at 6 o'clock normal now on a Monday. So I made a couple of trades, but it actually carried over what I've experienced on the previous trading a cycle, and I created a further damage to that challenge. And and what I've deduced is that it is a subconscious thing. It is truly a subconscious thing. It just happens. Like in poker, they say that there's like a tell people have. Like when somebody has a really good card or when there's somebody's bluffing, they have this tell that they're not conscious of, but other people are able to see it and then recognize it and ties it to a specific uh, uh, couple cards that actually is displayed through my subconscious. So what he said, I'm just taking this verbatim from what this SMB Capital founder said. He says that it happens to everybody, and what needs to happen is to shorten it, reduce the magnitude, and make it as brief as possible. It happens to everybody, but what needs to happen is to be conscious of it, reduce the magnitude, and shorten the period in which that tilt occurs. Because it's all natural. It's a natural human behavior. Once I am self-conscious of that, then it tends to blow up, and then when the smoke clears, then everything is over with. But before everything is over with, in order to preserve what I'm attempting to do, I need to be conscious of it, reduce the magnitude, and shorten the cycle of that period. That's tilt. And that just reminds me of I think it's in Italy. There's a leaning tower of Pisa, Pisa. So it's actually a tilt. That is a tilt. That's a prime example of what naturally happens. And there is a certain degree of tilt in every structure that's out there. Even if it looks perfect, there's either a minute molecule that is actually not vertical. And so, in order to minimize the tilt, because it happens to everybody, it happens to it happens to everybody. So, in order to reduce it, I have to make sure that I am conscious of it, and I have to make sure that I'm reduce the magnitude and also reduce the time period in which that tilt uh, exists. And that is a road to recovering and minimizing and keeping practice of everything that I do. Like let's say a law enforcement pulls me over for speeding, and there's emotion kicks in, and I do something, and I drive a car faster, and that could just open up a Pandora's box of what could possibly happen. So what I need to do is to extinguish whatever's happening internally, pull over, give the driver's license, insurance, and all that stuff, sit tight, and then everything will be over. I'll get my ticket, and I'll be on my way. I'll make day trading work, and then I'll pay for the ticket with day trading money, right? That's how it works. So that is a way to reduce tilt. And it happens. It's been happening from 4 years ago to today. I just became conscious of it. It happens to everybody.